face looks so fat. It's all this weight that I didn't gain. It's so funny. They was talking about water weight the other day. See no water weight. Y'all can see how thick my thighs are. They see no water weight. Anyway, I was just sitting here thinking about, other than the fact that I just picked up my mail, I always stand in there and talk to her for a second. Um, Always some stuff she want to tell me about what's going on in public storage. But I came out of that this time, and the energy is horrible, man. All the other times I never got that energy I pulled off of. But of course I called Steven a jackass today. Excuse my French, but I called him that a couple times. The conversation, you know, call a snake a snake. I came out. I could feel this energy, and this is horrible. It's horrible, y'all. Give me a second, because I want to light some sage before I start this. Um, I can figure out where it's at. Look at this. All this mail, I wait until I pick it up. Like I wait a while before I go and get it, so that it can accumulate. Imagine all I have is bills right here. But I've been told y'all that. And like all my other mail is being redirected somewhere else, and the only thing I get are bills. It didn't used to be like that. I used to get a little bit of everything in the mail, including the junk mail that we kind of hate to see. Lord Jesus. But now, for whatever reason, and for quite some time now, the only mail I get are my bills that I cannot, that can't just be redirected because someone goes to the post office and change the address. These bills that come are the ones that you have to get. You have to actually call the company and change your address if you want them to go to anywhere else. Otherwise, they're going to stay going to the same place. And so that's the only mail that I get, which is sad. I would love to know where the rest of my mail is going to. I would love to know that. Wish it was a way you can find out. Like, where's my mail being redirected to? And shouldn't you have like your ID when you go in and just redirect someone's mail somewhere? But we already know this is some privileged people who've been behind the scenes doing this. On another note, don't you just love how they try to hide things, y'all? The way they put certain things in your face with certain movies, because they expect you to be a little bit too slow to figure out that it's something real. But when it comes down to being open about certain things, they tend to try to brush certain things off as if it's not possible that certain things could happen. like magic. Like that's one of those taboo things that people don't like to talk about, that people like to brush off as if it doesn't exist. However, it's a known fact that it's a part of certain religions out there. And so my thing is, why do we brush certain things off as if it's not true, as if it's this mystical thing, as if it's this. I'm looking for a lighter and I can't find one. As if it's this make-believe thing that deserves to go on a sci-fi channel. Why is it when people talk about having certain type of spiritual gifts and being able to hear something or see certain things, the first thing they want to do is diagnose you with some type of mental disease or some type of medical disorder? When there are people in these agencies who work for the government who are able to do those same things. And don't get it twisted, it's not just the people who work for them that are able to do it. But when anybody else brings it up, they try to act like there's something wrong with them. I was just reading something, and the girl said when her mother would talk about gang stalking and hearing certain things, and I'm assuming being able to see certain things, that she was diagnosed with schizophrenia. And that's one of those popular things they like to try to diagnose people with. But my thing is, if it's available for government people to do it, then how is it a mental disorder when you are able to do it yourself? When you didn't have to sit in a class and be taught to do it, when God just gives you certain gifts, why is it then called a mental disorder? But it's not mental when these officials are able to do certain things. It's not mental when the army is trained to do certain things. It's not mental when they over there fighting in different countries who are more spiritual inclined than this one is. It's not a mental disorder then. Why is it that now? Why is it that when people like us say that we are able to do certain things? No, I was just thinking, it's not just the good ones who senses God open up. It's a lot of people who are out here who has joined certain groups, joined certain societies of people who have done certain rituals over them to open up certain senses. It's people who are able to just simply type in on the internet and find different things on the internet to be able to open up certain senses. But what I notice is that the people who get them that way, the people who skip doing all the work to get them, 9 times out of 10, those people are who use what they're able to do to kind of manipulate situations to help themselves. They don't use it for the greater good of of the world, they use it for the greater good of themselves. They use it to try to gain an advantage over others rather than to try to help other people with it. But when there is someone out there who chooses to use their gifts to help people, the first thing they deal with is being called crazy. Um, they go through this whole smear campaign, the public humiliation thing. They want everybody to look at that person and be scared of them, or to look at them and feel like they're crazy. Meanwhile, people out here just manipulating the hell out of people in situations with what they know how to do. And nobody says anything about that. But you call one of them out, and for sure, you're going to be made to look like you the crazy one. You know what is crazy is all the likers I have, y'all. I can't find one. So that's just some random thoughts that I have myself. One thing I like about TikTok is it helps you find your community of people. And you would not believe that there's so many people out here that are going through things like what I deal with every day. They're also dealing with it. The whole smear campaign, being called crazy, being made to lose things around them, all because they have certain gifts that they use for good. They're not being used to manipulate people. They're not being used to take advantage of things. They're being used to help others. I listened to this one reader, and one of her cards says something like, they don't want a world full of, what did she call it? Some type of thinker, she called it. Someone who's able to think for themselves. They don't want a world full of people who are able to think for themselves because it gives them less control. And so if you're the type of person who's going to try to teach with what you have, each one teach one, then a lot of times it appears as if you're stepping on the toes of somebody who feels like people shouldn't be taught certain things. All right, I'm gonna stop looking. Just forget it. I wanted to clear this energy. Hey, y'all. Anyway, let's see. Holy Spirit, archangels, please allow me to channel messages from the energy that surrounds us. Spirit guides and ancestors of the highest light. Tell us what we need to know. Please and thank you. Sun, first thing I pulled out. Sun, I feel like exposure. Sun always shines the light on the darkness. The sun always illuminates the things that are done in the dark. This is a lot of times what people despise, the fact that you are able to see through their BS sometimes. The fact that you're able to see people for who they are and not who they pretend to be, not what they want you to see them as. Disrespectful was the next card that I pulled, which is what I just finished talking about. They look at you as being disrespectful, when the truth is they are the disrespectful ones. The truth is they're the ones out here doing the disrespectful things, telling the lies, your name, spreading rumors, spreading gossip so people can look at you a certain way. They're the ones behind the scenes who are doing the dark magic over things to try to manipulate certain things, to sway things from going at the natural occurrence of things to the unnatural. And so they are the truly disrespectful ones, but they look at you as if you are the disrespectful one, because they are used to people just brushing things under the rug. Either you're on their side or you just pretending to not see certain things. And so if you're someone like me who maybe not pretend to not see it all the time, because there are certain instances where I do just, you just let people be who they are. You just try to leave well enough alone. You know what it is, but you just allow them to. And so there are some instances where I do just leave well enough alone. But a lot of times I say something, at least on here. I feel like I'm judged more when I think certain things because they always there listening. They always there listening. And so as I'm thinking certain things, you can tell they always get mad. Y'all, your thoughts are not just your thoughts. People can hear them. You'd be surprised who are able to tap in and listen to what it is that you are thinking. Yeah, don't let you think of something, invent something that you may not put out right away. You'll really get to notice it then. You'll start wondering how other people get access to stuff. How did they figure that out? How is it that they were able to put something out before you were able to put it out? How is it that you were able to think certain things and then they come back online and they say it? And it looks as if they created it themselves. They thought of it themselves. It looks as if they are the intelligent ones. And a lot of times it's just because they've tapped into the intelligent one. But because they put it out there first, it's hard to debate with somebody over what's yours, where somebody gets something from. Two cards here from my, what is this, soul's awareness, self-awareness deck. Be grateful today. It says, what expectations do I have that are impossible to meet? Hmm, that's a good one. They say you shouldn't expect certain things because that's when you can get disappointed the most. And this card is just kind of reiterating that. Because sometimes we do put expectations on others that they will never meet because we are who we are and they are who they are. No, it's funny. Just thinking about just a little while ago, one of my old supervisors, and I was thinking, a snake is a snake. Um, I called him something particular, and I was like, it's the truth. I'm not gonna call a snake a lion or, a tree the grass. It is what it is. And they say always expect people to be who they are. And so a lot of times, like I said, we put these expectations on people, and the truth is that's not who they are. And sometimes we're asking too much of people to be something that doesn't come naturally to them. And a lot of times you just have to let them be who they are naturally, to see who they are, and you have to make a choice on whether or not you are going to accept them for who they are and what you know you're going to get from them by dealing with them. Or if you're going to drive yourself crazy trying to change somebody. Anyway, the card says the expectations we have are mostly delusional and impossible to meet. We then experience disappointment with ourselves or with a relationship when they are not met. It's time to dissolve your expectations and replace them with gratitude. Be grateful. You're being summoned to more peace in our home for our soul, and it is accompanied by trust. It comes when you surrender and focus only on what you can control. If you expect nothing and are grateful for everything, you will experience extreme fulfillment. I think we all kind of have a problem with that. Expecting certain things, especially when it comes from people, the relationships that we have with certain people. We expect them to be certain ways. Whether the relationship is with a job and we're expecting it to be fulfilling financially, or whether it's with a more personal relationship and you're expecting some type of emotional fulfillment or understanding, or something of that nature that you're looking for within a person. Like I was saying, it's easier, less stress if you don't have the expectations. If you just let people be who they are, and when it's something positive, just being grateful for the small moments that you have. But what happens when it's not something positive? I was thinking earlier about my relationship with some people and how they build you up to let you down. What happens when it becomes a pattern and you are just kind of used to being broken down in a certain life? Do you be grateful then for the small moments that they give you, knowing that later on that's going to be snatched away? Or do you, I guess, be grateful for knowing who that person is and the way that they're going to move, so then you know what to expect? See, there you go. It's the way you kind of flip something around, where you make a positive out of a negative situation. You know, I guess that's the part that you be grateful for, knowing that you know what's going to occur next, and so you know how to not allow it to affect you. What passion am I ready to pursue? Your passions will continually lead you to your purpose. What passions have you put to the side, given up on, or buried? What passion is ready to come alive in you? What's calling you? What's calling you? What is it that you love to do? A lot of times, that is your passion, that is your purpose, whatever it is that you love to do. Some people may look at certain things that they are being called to do, or certain things that they love to do, um, as being something that's not going to be financially beneficial to them. But when it's part of your purpose, a lot of times it's something that becomes beneficial to you, not just financially, but emotionally, mentally. It's something that's fulfilling to you. Life is about fulfillment. You'd be surprised how many rich people out there are actually not happy. And that's because they aren't really doing what it is that they are called to do. They really haven't found their purpose in life. Therefore, they haven't really found their happiness. What makes them tick? They're just doing whatever they feel like they have to do to get to the coin. That's why you hear a lot of people talk about chasing the bag rather than attracting the bag, which is a big difference. Says today's soul's action. Write a list of the passions to which you want to give life right now. Then journal how you can incorporate more of what you are passionate about into your daily life. Trust your soul's whispering and let your passions draw you toward your dream life. Your dream life, what it is that's fulfilling to you. And when you chase the purpose rather than when you chase the purpose rather than chasing the bag, then the bag comes. The bag comes. So the last one I'm going to pull out of here. It says, do I believe that I am worthy? You are worthy. You are deserving. You are loved. Start seeing the divine beauty within you and go out and claim the life you have dreamt of. Your crown has been bought and paid for. Put it on your head and wear it. That's a quote from Maya Angelou. Since today's soul's action, for a big goal or a dream you have, ask yourself, do I feel worthy? And I like to add, know that you are worthy. You are worthy to chase your own dreams. You are worthy of doing what is best for you. You don't have to put others in front of your needs. That may be a part of someone's purpose to do, but it may not be a part of your purpose. A lot of times when we find our purpose in life, it has to do with bringing stuff to others in some kind of way, helping others in some kind of way, bringing some type of enjoyment in somebody's life in some shape, form, or fashion, one way or another. There you go. So maybe that's some things we can work on. Being grateful, knowing that we are worthy, and finding a purpose, fulfilling our passion, doing what's best for us. Not what others think we should be doing, not what others feel like is best for us. I'm thinking to myself, how does that align with this sun and this disrespectful energy that popped out first? Somebody may feel like you are being disrespectful by doing what's best for you and not what's best for them. Sometimes you have to let people feel the way they feel. Sometimes people will say things to play with your emotions just so they can kind of get in the way of whatever it is, whatever plans you may have for yourself. And sometimes it's easier to just let go of those people, let go of certain things. Everything is indeed out of our control, and God will hold it all. I can safely let go. Whatever you feel like is holding you back, is stopping you from moving forward, that's stopping you from chasing your passions, that's making you feel like you're not worthy of having something, it's time to let that go. Let go and let God. You see, even over here is this person's hand who appeared to be letting go of this bird that is been holding on to. For some people, it may be a person. For some people, it could be a place or a thing, whatever it is that they are holding on to. It's time to let it go. Right now, not later. Move now, not later. Right now, it says stay in the present and don't get too far ahead of the flow. You'll soon trust that nothing more will come than can be handled each moment. God won't put no more on you than you can handle. And so don't feel like if you let this go, then you're going to have all of this stuff to deal with and it's going to be overwhelming and you're going to be by yourself. You're never by yourself, for one. Once you give it to God, God is always there. So you are never by yourself. And again, He won't put no more on you than you can handle. So time to make a move. It is time to make a move. Too many cards. But I do have a peaceful resolution here. Whatever it is that you're trying to figure out, it can be resolved with peace. It doesn't have to be this big fight. It doesn't have to be this tug of war. It can be resolved with peace, with understanding. I don't know what this is for you. If it's something you feel like you need to say, if this is, say this is a person, and there's some things you feel like you need to say, you're going to have to put your foot down with this person to let go. It doesn't have to be in a disrespectful way. Sometimes, again, people can take you putting yourself first as being disrespectful, but that's an opinion that they have. You know, say opinions are like buttholes. Everybody has one. But just because it's your opinion doesn't mean that it's the truth. And so just because they deem it as being disrespectful doesn't mean that it is. And so just make sure whatever it is that you say, you know, that you are at peace. You are at peace with whatever it is you feel like you have to say or do, because you're doing what's best for you. Because honestly, if other people are in the same situations, most of the time people would choose what's best for themselves. And a lot of times when there's someone on the back end trying to control your movements, they are doing what's best for themselves and they are trying to convince you that you need to do what's best for them. And so calling you disrespectful may be, again, just a play on your emotions, just to make you feel some type of way about what it is that you are trying to do. Whether it's move forward away from them, whether it's move forward in a job or some position in life. Invite help. Invite the divine to pursue you. Seriously, just say, I am finally ready. God, pursue me. So if you feel like you can't do this alone, like I said, remember you are not alone. Once you let go and let God, then that's who's there helping you. And the card just tells you to invite God in. If you feel like you need help in what it is you're doing, the decision that you're making, allow God to be your guidance. Say a prayer, talk to God, and listen foremost. A lot of people, they don't listen to what's actually being told to them when they do say prayers. That's the main thing. You want to listen. Sometimes you may be told things that you don't like. Sometimes you may be asked to do something that you don't want to do, but it may be best for you in the future. And so it's important that you listen, that you allow yourself to be guided, that you release control and allow yourself to be guided towards whatever this is that you are lacking, whatever it is that you're missing, whatever it is that you are passionate about, whatever it is you are feeling undeserving of right now. Awakening. Someone could be going through some type of spiritual awakening. Oh my Lord, wake me from life as a spiritual sheep. May I hear you through my own instincts and common sense. What was I just saying? Be able to listen to what is being told. And this person is asking to be able to hear. To be able to hear. So that you can hear what's being told, so that you can use your discernment, so that you know what moves to make when it's time to make moves. So, I will pull more cards, but you know what? I think I'm going to end it there. We have 36 minutes already. I think I'm going to go ahead and end this here. So, whoever this is, you know what it is that you need to do for yourself. Ask God for help with doing it. And then let go and let God. Allow Him to guide you through whatever this is that you are going through. And trust that you are going to end up exactly where you should be. So, that's what I have, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I'll be back.